recording, same as per usual. Be a minute or so while I'm looking for something to talk about. Oh, cool. They redid the map with all the fireworks.
Yeah, they got the special event going on there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, make sure we're still poking, right? We just that's what us as a spam comp want to be doing this like the entire time. Even if we're down our shield, we want to be doing it.
Oh.
Alright, so firstly, make sure we're watching our shift usage, like when there's like a Roadhog that's hook, right? Because he can just hook straight through our shifts, so be careful about that. Typically, you might want to wait till after he's hooked already. Additionally, keep an eye on your shield usage, right? We've in the past, I very much imagine we've gone over like when and how you use shield, right? So make sure we're not just putting it up for random spam, putting it up for the things that matter, like abilities and ults and whatnot. Right, and then yep, that's make sure you're watching your surroundings, because at certain points during that last fight, people are like behind us that we didn't notice. Okay, very nice. When you're grasping, you might not even want to back out. You want to stay forwards. That way, it's easy for, because what you did was you grasped and then you walked behind your whole team, right? And that means that now your team's soaking up all the damage that we could be tanking, and we could be getting more health and whatnot, right? So you just want to be doing that. Here as well, like if we're trying to get the maximum spam value, you could be you push forwards up to the choke, and then you back up as they walk in. Is how you usually do it. All right. Make sure when you're fluxing there that you're going and doing some extra damage, right? Like just with your regular shots. That way we can kill people. So just going and like maybe peeking over the top, right? With your, since you have fly and whatnot, you can go and just hit them a couple times, and then that means that you get some extra kills out of it. But yes, like this is what you should be doing, right? You just poke at them and then you back up as they start to push in, right? You just give them space. This way you just get maximum spam value.
Oh man. Ooh, I didn't get him.
All right, now just to double check here, because I know we've spent a lot of time on Zarya. We've gone over like shield management before, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just pay careful attention to how we're using our shield, because a lot of times we're just kind of throwing it out there. So watch for specific instances where we actually need it, right? People are low, people are in danger. We need it to block abilities, ultimates, right? Those types of things. Right. Overall, though, very solid round. I think we went 10-2. So I think it's a lot of those other side things that we're having issues with. Maybe a couple of times as well. Like we would yeah. I honestly I'd say that like it's nothing like super major as of yet. You gotta crouch. Crouch
Oh,
and
for
loot. Oh,
Close one.
okay. Make sure we're just watching for when people are tossing in damage, right? Like, so when Pharah was shooting us earlier, that would have been a good time to bubble, but then we bubbled ourselves there when nobody was really looking at us. Brig, you know, what was Brig gonna do? Hit you with one whip shot, right?
Yeah.
And then we also had done that earlier on our on our diva. Sorry, we bubbled our diva when nobody was looking at her. So pay attention to where's the enemy team looking at, who are they shooting at, right? Look, very easy thing for you to be doing right now is just intercept those Junkrat and Pharah shots, because those are just
Okay.
going to go in a straight line. You can very easily jump in front of it, right? Moira, yeah, there you
Free old charge.
go. For them.
Oh, bye.
Oh,
Oh, the point.
right, so like for example there, if you see Far just shooting 5 rockets in there, that's an opportunity where you can just go and jump into those rockets, right? Usually
I
if
gotcha.
Farah shoots 1 rocket, she's gonna keep shooting the rest, right?
Yeah.
Until maybe it's a like GM. Okay. Two things that fight. Firstly, we backed up while bubbling, right? So we bubbled and then immediately ran around the corner. And then secondly, we grabbed and then didn't follow up on our own grab, even though I would say that we weren't necessarily directly in danger. We had bubble available until we used it, and then also we had cover and we had most of our health bar. So we ended up like backing up and like doing that rotation around the point when it maybe wasn't needed at all.
Okay.
So overall, good round. Just again, once again, tiny little efficiency and consistency things. Again, not any major mistakes, but there are ways that we could be upping our game, right?
I gotcha. Just maximizing value.
Yes, maximizing value. And then like if you keep this current pacing up, then you'll keep on climbing. Once keep on climbing, then we'll run into different actual major issues because people will start to punish us more and force them out of us.
I gotcha.
Uh-oh. So twice there we could have bubbled Lucio and Genji, right? So just watch for that. Could have saved either of them in that scenario. Alright, still probably go for the self bubble there. Yep.
Oops, I didn't mean to bubble there.
Very nice. Make sure you're watching for that res, expecting it to happen. Right. Remember, team comp dictates play style. They're on different characters who play differently. So if we know that they're on Mercy. Every time we get a kill, we just want to watch for that res, right? Unless she's dead or she just used it, right? Torbolt, easy, yeah, there you go. Okay, little short on the grab, right? Make sure we're throwing in the feet in the middle of them, so that's gonna mean usually not in front of Ryan. Okay, good job using your team as cover there. Something that you have been at least showing that you're keeping in mind is using just your team to body block for you when you're low, though sometimes you did it unnecessarily. No, we probably could have stepped in the bomb just for some easy ult charge. Or not ult charge, sorry, energy, right? Maintaining that, keeping it up there.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Watch the health bar, right? Request healing. I don't know if he did have bubble there. I wasn't paying attention. And then, but the request healing, use cover. We weren't really using cover at all. Watch that like soldier up on the high ground because he was kind of mowing us down. And then additionally, make sure the grab is doing stuff, right? So out of our couple of grabs, like the two of them didn't really do very much, right? So keep an eye on grab. Make sure you're putting effort into it.
my bubble's not gonna last long enough.
Uh-oh. Watch stepping straight in front of that Ryan, right? That's just gonna
Yeah.
stop you from getting charged. Additionally, we kind of like, you do want to get a little bit more aggro when we're using bubble, but we kind of like ran straight in their face away from cover and ahead, really far ahead of our team. So just be careful about getting that too over aggressive, right? Overall, press tab real quick. Pretty solid game, right? 34 and 6. I can't even do that math, but that's a very solid KD. 34 to 6.
Six
Do
times
quick
six
math.
is 36, so
Yeah,
about
5 point.
35.4.
Yeah, it was like yeah, it was like a 5.6 KD ish, right? So with 5.6 KD, that is in the solid territory, right? You're doing very good, right? And if you keep that up and keep up that same sort of pressure, you should start to see like climbing happening. Though of course there's still a lot of efficiency things that could get better. Grav in particular could have been better, as
Yeah.
we, I think in 2 scenarios didn't really get very much in it, and then one of them we didn't really, we threw it in there and then we didn't look to capitalize on it, right? So watch for those ultimates, make sure you're getting value out of them. Congrats on getting the gold
Yay!
again.
Another career high too.
Career
By
high.
1 point.
Woo. My one, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, we probably look to hop into another one.
All right. Pretty quick queues. How long are the queues in Masters or whatever?
For tank or for what?
For tank, yeah. They're
For
still pretty
tank.
quick.
Yeah, still pretty quick usually. It's like,
Yeah.
usually it's, I would imagine below like 4 minutes. 2 minutes usually. Sometimes less like
Oh,
30
okay, yeah.
seconds.
So it's roughly the same. I just thought it would be
Yeah.
longer on all of the playlists because there's less percentage of players, but
No, usually tanks are good. They have a lot of they get there's so little of them, they get spread out really thin.
Yeah, it's a stressful role to play. Spawn rooms are very recognizable.
Attack commences in 30 seconds. Get in there! Физкульт, привет!
Regen burst activated.
Greetings. Hello. 5,
Привет.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commences.
Step into that, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you see those easy projectiles or people just firing down a corridor, that's a very easy like time where we could just be getting easy. I keep saying that, but easy energy, right?
Hey, don't. See, don't.
Objective A captured. Escort the payload.
Don't. Let's use the door.
Right, a lot of easy damage we could have just stepped into there. Okay. Don't worry too much about off-angling if you don't have any energy. You're not really gonna be able to accomplish much on an off-angle if you're
I
like
got you.
if you're like 10 energy, right? And then that might make it harder to get energy if you're on an angle where they're not looking at you. Unless you're making it easy for them to notice you and shoot at you and whatnot. Right now, biggest thing is just energy because we haven't been very high this whole game, so we just need to get that up and start maintaining it.
Ah!
Good job, Ryan.
Yeah, I couldn't reach him. I almost got it.
Good bubble.
Oh no. I meant to do our Ryan there.
Nice right clicks.
Oh no.
All right. Lot more effort
Window.
needs to be put into the grabs, right? Because now it's like number
Yeah.
3. So
Well, I
intentionally
thought.
watch where is where's their team at. Watch and just put it straight in the middle of all their feet, right? Like you just want it smack dab on the ground in the middle of everybody, right? Whereas a lot of times we're kind of throwing it to the left, to the right, to the front, to the back, right? We want to throw it on them, right? So the same way that you're aiming your right clicks, you want to be aiming those grabs, right?
Yeah.
In fact, they follow the exact. If you remember, they follow the exact same projectile path, and we've been hitting our right clicks just fine. Okay, probably step ahead of our Ryan for that, just for energy, right? Remember, we're trying to get that up. Okay, think about protecting whoever gets shattered there rather than popping it on your Reinhardt, right? Okay, we're holding on to our personal a little bit, right? Could have used it there once again for energy, but we're kind of holding on to it. Okay, watching kill feed, right? Like what's going on in there.
Good job, team. Let's keep it going.
Okay, looking for a big grab. Wait for them to group up. Just wait for those opportunities. Nice bubble. That was a quick reaction. All right. So, yep. As you probably picked up, energy, big deal. Right? Like if you look at average energy, it's probably around like 17. I don't know, something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
It wasn't good.
Yeah. So effort into bubbles, effort into grab, and then you should be mostly good. Those are the two biggest things this game, right? So make sure we're watching those. You already know, right? That's all the standard stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
During that last game, the Hanzo Dragon twice without our grab. So if you're in a game, might recommend communicating with him and saying like, "Yo, Hanzo, save your dragons for when I get grab," right? And then easy
Yeah, I've been
combo.
doing that. I've been
Yeah.
doing that a lot. It's super effective. So
So or like even if you wanted to like type it in text chat like whenever you die or you in between rounds or something like that, right? You can say the same thing. Because
yeah, it'd probably be
Farah as
more
well can do it. And so like here
yeah,
if you wanted to, like you could say it to Farah, right? Watch the
yeah.
channel. Sorry, go ahead. You were saying something?
Oh, I was gonna say it might help if I actually grab people though. So
Yeah.
say like, hey, wait for my grab, but then I don't grab anybody.
Yup.
Defend objective A.
Yeah, once again, eat up those rockets. Easy nom noms. Uh oh,
Ooh, I
watch,
got knocked
watch,
off.
watch dropping.
Oh man, well that's okay. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, that's not good for him.
Alright, still at 0.
Yeah.
Still the priority. Okay, probably want to be repositioning like up to high grounds using this in between fight time. Particularly watch out for the easy things to step into, right? So we have Reinhardt Fire Strike, we have Farah Rockets, right? Those types of things that we just can specifically watch for, and then those are easy sources of energy to get. Sorry, they're not Reinhardt anymore. Correction.
Yeah.
Okay, good audio awareness, right? That's definitely like that's in comparison to what
Something
we've
we
seen in
knew.
the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I love this new headset. It is so much better. I can actually tell where they're at.
I need healing.
Acknowledged.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Be careful in those scenarios because, like, since it's such a tight corridor, there's so much damage being pumped through, right? So we just gotta be careful of all that. Just because there's so much, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's the equivalent of like if you stepped into that room up top, right? It's just you gotta be really you can do it, you just gotta be really careful when and how you do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a lot of damage all at once.
Yep, we got our grabs, so we're waiting for them to group up. Nice bubble. Consider bubbling your the other teammate too. Okay, really good grab. Unfortunately, we were down
The
most
window,
of our
yeah.
team, and then we just didn't have any energy to do anything with it.
Ugh.
Alright, so make sure not forgetting those like those projected bubbles during that fight. Like, and like I said, it was a good placement of the grab. The issue was that when we do grab, I think we were down 3 teammates, and then they were only down a teammate, right? So think less about we were up or down. I'm not saying that you'd lost the fight. Think more, how are we gonna kill everybody if we only have 3 people shooting in it and we don't have energy, right? And then one of the people alive was Mercy. So just think about the follow-up. How are we gonna actually be able to kill anybody? Uh-oh.
That was a good, he used a bunch of ults there, but
Perseverance is the key.
Okay. Probably bubble your Pharah when she's barraging. Additionally, that whole time while we were just sitting there where we were looking for bubbles, we probably could have been poking for our ult, right? And that way we just have our ult for that fight in case we need it, right?
gotcha.
So poking while we're looking for bubbles, right? Not just one or the other.
Oh no.
Might want to just draw them in closer before you're going for ult, right? Don't rush it. Don't. The fight really hadn't officially started yet, right? We kind of forced the start of the fight. So let them draw in closer, right? Because if you remember the principles of choke points, no man's land, that right there is a big old choke point, no man's land, right? It's kind of both. So you want them to have to walk through that. So rather than going in front of it and then grabbing, wait for them to come through and then grab, right? Or get to the middle and then grab. Trying to step into grab. Also consider bubbling your fellow grabbed mate. Right, so yeah, also you have more cover if you're holding on the back end of it as well. Okay.
Oh,
Look for your bubbles slightly earlier because then we can get more just in faster, right? The earlier we personally bubble, the more bubbles we're able to get out in total, right? So, oh, very nice damage. Oh, that's juicy. Yeah, like from the point in which they turned the corner and started shooting, we waited like 4 seconds and then peeked for bubble, right? That idea.
yeah.
All right, good game. Yep, that's pretty much all to say about it, right? Main issues were as stated the previous round, right? Bubbles, getting good consistent bubbles off. Um, again, a lot of efficiency things, and then grab usage, making sure we're getting value out of grabs. Which, once we started paying attention to grabs, we actually started landing them. Right, actually got people in them. Those still could be slightly more efficient with the usage as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then take into consideration what you said is wait till they're a bit closer, kind of pull them in,
Yep, you remember like
so we can do more.
you remember just choke point in No Man's Land holding, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so it's just that concept. And then just don't feel like you have to rush the fight with your ult, right? Like let the fight start and then you can ult, right? Um, then besides that, yeah, like right now, what I would say is not that it's purely just efficiency, but it's like a lot of odds and ends things is what we're seeing, right? We're seeing um if you're talking on like mistakes and things you can fix, like on a scale of 1 to 10, we're seeing like dozens of twos, right? And that's not necessarily inherently a good or a bad thing, because if you think about it, right, like if you add up 5 twos, that's equal to 110. So that's equates to you making one massive giant mistake, right? So watch out for those, right? Make sure we're like that. That seems to be the main thing we're working on. You can probably still, let's see, we have 25 minutes left, 10 minutes for review. That's not enough time. Do you want to do like a quick play?
Yeah, I can do it quickly.
All right. So you can probably do like 2 quick plays or so. So yeah, it's a lot of odds and ends thing, right? Like it's this thing and that thing and this thing and that thing and this thing, and none of them are super massive. It's a lot of efficiency things, like we've stated, and just a lot of everything, but they add up when you have a ton of them, and it appears as though you do have a ton of them because I'm mentioning them every other second, right?
Yeah,
So watch for those. Yep. That I hope that's just making sense. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I get it. Hopefully, I can just execute it better as I, get more experience in it. I
Yep.
definitely feel like I'm doing better now that I'm higher up too, because I feel like the team cohesion is more present. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people work more together than when I was down in like 1200 bronze.
Yeah.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
Hello.
Is that a new skin?
5,
Remember that skin?
3, 2, 1. Greeting. Attack commencing. Escort the payload.
One, I am moving the payload. Falling between.
All right.
Well, this,
Watch for the hog. We have bubble. We have cover. Uh oh. Wait. Oh, never mind. I forgot it's quick play. I saw someone leave and I thought it was gonna get canceled.
oh, that's really frustrating when you roll a point. I still don't have my bubble. You just absolutely demolish people, and then somebody leaves.
Yep. Not feel very good. Leave someone else to be fine. Right? You want to go and get like energy. That's your goal. Right? You only ever need one person on point at a time, unless you're trying to cap before they touch, right? Which
I
usually
gotcha.
is only gonna be if in certain situations. Okay. Note that we've done that a couple times, right? Where if somebody's 1 HP and they're about to die, that if they're dead, that 100% reduces their ability to do damage, right? So sometimes we're like bubbling when we see somebody is about to die. They're not gonna be able to do any damage to actually. Oh, nice bubble. They're not gonna be able to actually do damage into your bubble if they're dead, right?
I'm not even sure what's happening here, to be honest with you.
Oh, also, I'm gonna swap over to spectating you in game here, since that's just probably gonna be easier.
Okay.
Welcome to Junkertown.
Better quality.
Is the stream not so good?
Thank you, Kyle.
Nope, just it caps out at 720p, so I can get
Okay.
my 1080. Though it is currently not letting me spectate you is an issue I'm running into.
I should be in. We should be teamed up or no?
There we go. I found you. Don't worry too bad about it, right? In that situation. Oh. Here. Oh no, you're good. I can see you now.
Okay.
It's just a bug that happens sometimes where it doesn't let you scroll to the person.
Огонь по готовности. Is that all we've got?
Oh. Right. Watch the bubble on your teammates, right? If you see that they're getting frozen. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles seems to be the name of the game at the moment.
Hey there.
And step forwards, right? We just want to get the energy, right? We want to be bubble, just running their face exactly, right? That's easy 36 energy, right? Whereas we don't get that if we sit back and don't do anything.
You're covered.
Much obliged.
Okay. If it's just on Mercy, might want to wait a second because you're not gonna get too much energy off of that, right? It's better for you to save that bubble for when there's actually somebody to do damage.
Barrier activated.
Good usage of cover.
Get in there. I'm here. Barrier's on you. Bring it.
Oh.
I'm even stronger.
Okay. So, ending the fight 0 energy. Also took us a second to acquire Mercy, right? We were looking at their tanks a little bit there. So just watch for that. Right now, right, we can just be poking, get them to look at us, and then we get bubble, right? Remember that sometimes bubbling is about drawing their attention, pushing forwards, drawing their attention, making them look at you, right? That's what you would kind of call forcing a bubble, right? At higher ranks, people aren't going to look at you and just shoot into every one of your bubbles like they do here. You're going to have to basically force them to shoot into your bubbles, and by playing well, right?
Step right.
Barrier's on you. That's more like it.
If you know, if you know you're about to get frozen, I'd recommend. Oh, you look like you're lagging.
Yeah, something happened. Something happened there because
You-
I was outside of that.
Oh yeah, on my screen you look like you're in it. But try canceling your stream if you want to here, because I'm not watching.
Без труда не вытащишь и рыбку из пруда.
We need to get the payload moving. Pick up the pace.
Yep.
Get in there.
Heads up, they're back for
Nice bubble. It's a lost fight, but we can still just get them look at us. Exactly. Very nice
That's all
bubble.
we've got. Bring it. My ultimate is ready. Barrier's on you.
Nice bubble again.
Charge.
The Roadhog's mad. Alright, looking for a big grab.
Even stronger. Огонь по готовности.
Massive, they didn't have anything to stop it.
Give me your best shot.
High score for sure.
Lifting off.
Hiya.
We still need you.
Thank you kindly.
Hello.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Is it just me?
Welcome to the scrapyard.
Going free. Barrier activated.
Okay, very nice. Right.
Go.
Notice we are like so far we've just had a lot of value out of just maintaining that energy, which is good. That's not something we were necessarily in the habit of.
Group up here.
I'm under attack. Let's keep it moving.
Hi.
Good right clicks.
Your best shot.
Very juicy.
Maximum charge.
Much obliged.
Oh, hi, baby.
Defense mode activated.
Never trust a man.
Oh wow, Whiskey. I don't know if we were at that point yet in our relationship.
Triple kill. Hey there. Team kill.
Hey, Pumpkin, how was martial arts? Good? Kick some butt? Yeah. I'm in a coaching session right now, and I have about 20 minutes left.
That's all you've got.
Massive grab coming up. Yeah, there you go. All grouped up in that tiny little corner. Exactly what you're looking for, right?
Give me your best shot.
Bear bubble, bubble.
Good cover.
When you know you're gonna get frozen, look at the turn around and look at the floor. That way you can't get a headshot very easily, right?
Okay.
Barrier activated. Go. Maximum charge. Bring it. Let's equal.
Watch the cover usage. Don't like if you see that McCree is 1 HP and your Diva's on him, you might not need to go and chase him down 2, right? You can kind of trust your Diva to go to handle that, right? Like who wins? A 1 HP
Now see what I
McCree
can do.
or a Diva who's on top of him, right? So
Yeah, right.
you can kind of trust the Diva to handle it, and then that means that you're not having to walk a mile away from the fight.
Pop here.
And then you can still participate.
Ready for battle. Don't be shy. Hit me.
That's no bueno. Oh, do you know how you got out of that one?
I don't.
You don't. Are you aware of the fact that that male is line of sight based?
Lead us to victory.
Oh, so is it? So the edge of the stairs there?
The pillar got in front of it.
That all you
So because you were on the other side of the pillar, it didn't actually freeze you.
Огонь по готовности. Ready for battle.
Step right up. Thank you kindly.
Heroes never die.
It's high.
Give me your best shot. Get in there. Maximum charge.
That maze really causing us problems.
That tickles.
I can't get out of here.
Now it's gonna depend on the situation, but consider if you know that you're about to get frozen, maybe wait till after you're unfrozen to go for grab, right? Because if you're frozen,
Yeah.
then you can't shoot into it, and then that's one less person to actually do things into it, right?
Okay.
All right. Got
One
12
second.
minutes here. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no problemo. So we have 12 minutes left. Not sure how much time we're gonna get in a game, but why don't you hop into it since it's your tank and you'll probably get a fast queue, and then we can. I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, we can
Why don't
just
we do
go
the
over. It's
yeah?
fine.
Why don't we
Yeah,
just
let's
go over
just go
stuff?
over.
Cause
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be good on that. Sometimes I just try to maximize the time, and then and then I end up going over 3 minutes anyways, and then I'm like, I probably should have just started the ending and stuff. All right. So, we did Zarya, and then a little bit of Sigma in the very beginning. Mainly Zarya. So, let's see. Main points, quick review, right? All that jazz. Bubble usage, very very big thing. I probably say that was your biggest thing on Zarya was just like we know how to use good bubbles. We just gotta get into the consistent habits because once we started thinking about our bubble usage, once we like I gave you those reminders to go and maintain your energy in between the fight and to go forwards and make them shoot at you, right? That's when we started getting up to high energy, right? So you know the principles. You just got to start to get in the habit and start and apply them consistently, right? Think about it, concentrate on it. Like I just said, maintain your energy. Don't just in between fights. Don't just sit there. Go forwards, push forwards. Because as Zarya, you need to just keep it constantly high. Don't let it deteriorate. When you want to get them to shoot at you, make them look at you. So push forwards a little bit aggressively. Right, shoot at them. Make them look at you by shooting at them. Right, draw their attention. Make sure we're just watching for when do I actually need bubble. Right, watch people's who's looking at who. Watch where the damage is. Look for opportunities to step into easy bubble energy, right? Like there's certain things like just like Junkrat spamming down a corridor, Pharah spamming down a corridor, Reinhardt's fire strike, right? When Roadhog, like when big, just easy, there's other easy things that you can watch out for. Like, okay, I'm gonna bubble when Roadhog cooks somebody. I'm gonna bubble when Reinhardt charges somebody. I'm gonna bubble for most ultimates, right? So like just keep your eye out for those things so that we can get easy energy, and then that means we don't have to worry too much about it. So that overall probably was a medium high. You could maybe say like a high end of a medium, but we'll just put medium high. Over on Sigma ability usage. Shield management, make sure we're just watching our shield management. Don't have it up for no reason, right? Make sure we're not just holding up for spam damage, but we're putting it up for when our team is low, when our team is in danger or we're in danger, when we're pushing, when we're backing, when we're blocking abilities or ultimates and etc. Right? Not just for nothing, right? Rock, fine. Grasp, pretty fine though. Make sure we're not like grasping and then backing behind their team, saying maybe we wouldn't do that with bubble, right? And then overall, that would probably just like a
Like the impression of
um,
a dying star.
probably like a low end of medium, something like that. Over to ultimates, Sigma, fine. I mean, I didn't say it, or make sure you're shooting into it, right? Like, don't just let them float around. Shoot into it unless you absolutely need to be hiding. Zarya, put effort into your grabs, right? Make sure grabs are actually doing something, right? And go push. Make sure you're just waiting for them to group up. Don't use them in won or lost fights. Don't rush it too early in the fight, right? You do it at the start of the fight. Don't rush the start of the fight. And then the big one was just making sure the two big things, right? Are one, make sure that you're getting a lot of people in it. So aim at the feet between as many people as possible. Once we started thinking about it, we actually did that. And then two is make sure you are able to capitalize on it. And if you're not able to capitalize on it, make sure that you have a ton of teammates who can, right? If you're using grab, in a lot of cases you want to shoot in the grab because you're the only one who knows the grab is happening, right? Unless you're coordinating it. So if you can't do it, if you're zero energy, make sure you have your whole team there, or maybe one other person to combo with it, right? Like grab dragon, that sort of idea. Overall, medium priority. Mechanics, Zarya, generally very fine. I did not see many issues. Trying to think if there was any. I
I
don't.
fell off the high ground.
That's not mechanics though. Yeah, I don't think there was any mechanics. Not a category. Right? Good job.
Nice.
Besides, there's probably some odds and ends stuff that we mentioned here and there, but nothing that was repetitive that kept on showing up. That was a big issue, right? So not real big category to work on, right? Moving over to positioning. Make sure you're using cover. Make sure you're taking high grounds. Don't randomly drop from high grounds. Don't sprint into their team too far ahead. Don't get too like over aggressive. Besides that, that's about it, right? Overall, probably like a low to medium priority. And then finally you have awareness. Make sure you're paying attention to where's my team at, what's my surroundings looking like, right? Just audio awareness, visual awareness, right? Paying attention to what's going on around you, watch kill feed, what's happening, what's the flow of the fight, right? Press tab, team comp dictates playstyle when they're on a mercy, watch for those reses, right? Keep an eye on those. Yeah, so just as a reminder, press tab in between every single fight, right? All that jazz. Overall, that was probably like lower end of a, probably I'll just say like low to medium, right? So that's your rough list, right? Number 1, bubbles. Number 2, is going to be your ult usage, or I guess like if you were to talk about just in general ability usage, right? Ability usage number 1, 2, ult usage. Except for Sigma. Sigma not really an issue. 3 was going to be your positioning, or actually out of positioning and trying to think. Wait. Out of positioning and awareness, probably positioning. Those two are very close. Honestly, not a big deal. We could honestly, because they're at the near bottom of the list anyways, right? We can just say positioning / awareness, right? Wrap it up at that. Very easy, right? Any questions about anything? Everything makes sense, yeah?
Yeah, that's good. No, I got 'em. I got my notes.
All right, sounds good, man. Keep on watching, particularly those like just that, especially those bubbles, right? Just pay attention to that first thing. Move on from there. Keep practicing. Keep on getting consistent, building good habits. And then you should keep on climbing. So I'm gonna stop the recording, right?